what we're doing here today, hopefully, is getting a unanimous vote to pass a resolution today in support of the Port of Los Angeles acquiring the historic World War II naval battleship, the USS Iowa. Bringing the USS Iowa here is a win-win for the city of Los Angeles. Berthing this battleship at the port as a waterfront museum would serve as an anchor to the waterfront development that you've heard me talking about probably for the whole 9 years I've been on this city council. It is a planned waterfront development in San Pedro, and it would draw visitors from all over the region, and having this battleship there would just be a terrific attraction that I think people would really enjoy. This is a unique opportunity to bring this historic battleship to Los Angeles, and we should not pass this opportunity up. It will bring tourism dollars to the San Pedro waterfront that are certainly desperately needed right now during this difficult economy. For example, many of you know that the USS Midway down in San Diego is there. It brings an incredible positive impact, nearly $500 million in the 10 years that she's been there. The community has expressed unanimous support for bringing the USS Iowa to Los Angeles. Neighborhood councils, chambers of commerce, veterans groups, the Ports Community Advisory Committee the other night voted unanimously to bring the USS Iowa to San Pedro. Virtually no one I have come in contact with has expressed any opposition to this project. And we have supporters here today from the Pacific Battleship Center to speak in favor of this. The Harbor Department is currently in the process of conducting an economic impact analysis to better understand the benefits of bringing the Iowa to Los Angeles, and is expected to take action in the coming months. So they're still trying to decide if this makes sense, if it's something they want to go after, if they should work to bring this battleship to Los Angeles. I think it's a no-brainer, and so what I want today is to urge you, my colleagues, to request that the Harbor Commission move expeditiously in conducting this economic analysis and support the acquisition of the USS Iowa. I think it would be a great day in Los Angeles. It would be a great day for our waterfront, and I think it would really begin in some small way to spur economic activity in the harbor area, which we know will spread throughout Los Angeles. Thank you very much.
My name is Robert Kent, and me and about 75 professional team members with our group have been working over 1.5 years to get our ducks in a row for this project and bring this opportunity to the port and the city and the region of Los Angeles. This project, we have over 100 jobs when we're fully operational that this will bring for our project, in addition to another 100 jobs that it will probably bring to the surrounding community. As Janice said, we have full support of all the local neighborhood councils for this project. We anticipate that this project, we're going conservative numbers, but analysis of other similar projects like this in large cities should be over $250 million in indirect and direct economic impact for the city for a no-cost investment. We've already identified $8.5 million that we have secured to bring this project to fruition. That is what the Navy is going to require. Our deadline for our application to the Navy on this project is November 24th. And what we're seeking right now from the Port of Los Angeles is a location to finalize our application. It's very important we have a location in order to submit and meet this deadline. If we miss this deadline, we lose the last opportunity to bring a battleship here. There are no other battleships left in the world. This is the world's last battleship, and it was voted as the world's greatest warship by the Discovery Military Channel of all time. So we have a unique opportunity to bring a very huge, huge project to the Port of Los Angeles. The area that we want to bring this ship is in planning area number 2 of the Waterfront Development Plan, and this area is specifically designated in the EIR for tourist attractions, maritime-related museums, and educational facilities. We meet all 3 of those. The area that we want is an opportunity site, and this is what an opportunity to bring something like this to the Port of Los Angeles. Thank you.
As Janice Hahn said, overwhelmingly, people in the harbor community support this project. And basically, I'd like to point out to you that this is a gift that the city is giving, and it's a gift that will keep on giving. It will conservatively bring hundreds of thousands of dollars in lease fees, millions of dollars in tax revenue, tens of millions of dollars in tourist revenue. And this isn't just this year, this is for perpetuity. So, and also I'd like to point out that this will cost the city nothing. There is no tax obligation, no obligation to maintain. The group that is proposing this actually will take care of all that. They have the means and the money and the support to do so. It will also provide that wow factor that the harbor waterfront project doesn't have, hasn't had. The Port of Los Angeles, God love them, didn't provide in their plan. This will provide what I consider the anchor for development, especially with ports of call. It's a 7-day-a-week, 365-day permanent attraction, something that does not exist now. Besides the economic development, there's education, there is the historical factor, there is training, and actually it's supported by the harbor area commander because it will serve as an emergency platform that basically will be there if there's an earthquake or other national disaster. It will also tie, as I said, historically, the fact that San Pedro was the home of the Pacific Fleet up till the 1940s. So this is a no-brainer, to be sure. I'm hoping that you will vote for this, and not only will you vote for it, but that you will provide your support, your resources, your time to actually make this happen. Thank you.
Recently, we had an event at Point Furman Park called Taste in San Pedro. I man a booth there representing our council. I set up on the first morning a little cardboard thing that says, "Help bring the Iowa to L.A." I set that up before the gates were open. I walked over to get some coffee. I came back and there was a line of people signing the petition. In 2 days, I signed 567 people signed this petition. Veterans, women that worked in defense plants in World War II, they had tears in their eyes with the idea of bringing this ship to San Pedro. It is, as Janice Hahn said, a win-win condition. It's history. We can teach the children history. We can give them ideas of what it was like about what their parents went through. I get emotional over this, and I wasn't even in the Navy. I'm an Army guy. But we need to bring this to San Pedro. I've been trying to get aboard a battleship all my life. When I was in the Army, I was up by Bremerton, couldn't get on the Missouri. Early this year, I went to Hawaii trying to get on the Missouri. It was in dry dock. I couldn't get on it. So let's bring the Iowa and let me get on a battleship. Thank you very much.
I grew up on a farm northeast of Council Bluffs on a rock road between Hard Scratch and Logan. So I'm an Iowan. When I was 17, I joined the Navy, did 2 tours off Vietnam. I was discharged from Terminal Island, got as far as San Pedro. As an Iowan and a sailor and a resident of LA, I can't tell you how excited I am about this project. This is a real opportunity for the city, and I want to thank you for your support. Thank you.
I had the unique pleasure of sailing on the Iowa one day when my brother served on it. It was a family day, and we went from Newport, Rhode Island, and we sailed into New York City. Sailing into New York Harbor was one of the most amazing experiences I ever had. And dropping anchor with the Statue of Liberty right there, the Twin Towers right there, it was amazing. And less than a year after that, I unfortunately had one of the worst experiences of my life. Because my brother Peter and 46 of his shipmates made the ultimate sacrifice for their country, and the explosion in Torrent too. And I know I speak for my family, and I'm sure I speak for the 46 other families, that We really want the Iowa to finally find a home, and Pacific Battleship Center really seems to be the group that is going to do this, and I ask that you approve this, because one day when I have a family of my own, I want to bring them to a place where they can learn about their Uncle Pete. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you so much for your family's service to our country.
Maris, whose father served on the USS Intrepid that is anchored in New York, and I was privileged to be with my father a few years back when we went on the Iowa. So to the young man who lost his brother, and to the others, we thank them for their sacrifice. I thank Ms. Hahn, and I'll thank this council, because, again, this is about tradition, this is about history, but also these battleships bring a lot of revenue to the city. But more importantly, if we can help the veterans who are on our streets and the veterans who are being neglected, this needs to pass. And if we can use that money for that, I hope that we can pass this. So again, thank you, Mr. President, council members, and Ms. Hahn, again, thank you for your leadership on this effort.
65 years ago, my father was a 21-year-old Marine serving on Okinawa, and slogging through the mud of that island, trying to bring victory in World War II with so many other of his colleagues. And Iowa was just off the coast, and keeping him and his fellow Marines safe by protecting the carriers that were providing air cover to all of them. And it was the bloodiest and worst battle of the Pacific Theater in World War II, and the Iowa was there in support of our Marines. And as one of our speakers pointed out, long after that war ended, the Iowa was still in service to this country, and sadly, because of the tragedy that happened on board, it was a reminder to all of us that at all times and in all theaters, the men and women who wear the uniform of the United States are putting themselves at risk. And so I think it's this ship in particular is an especially potent reminder to us, first of all, of the incredible service of the greatest generation who we're losing every single day. We're losing more and more of our veterans of World War II, and we need a monument and a reminder to their service, and the Iowa will serve that role. It will also be serving the role of reminding us of the sacrifice that our current men and women in uniform are providing to this country as well. So, and at the same time, it'll be an economic stimulus to the city of Los Angeles and create jobs. So I think this is absolutely something that we should move forward with all speed, full speed ahead.
Put on Post 283 hat, which I'm a member of in the Pacific Palisades, to make it very clear that when we're in service to our country, we need to honor everyone who's been in service to our country, especially those who have put themselves in harm's way. Right now, we're in several wars around the earth, and when those folks come back in one shape or another, we should give them 100% support. This is a no-brainer for me, and I especially want to thank the young man that got up there and talked about his own family person. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Labange.
I want to thank the councilwoman of the 15th District, Janice Hahn, for continuing trying to make ways to include all of us in this great effort of the Port of Los Angeles. The Iowa belongs there, the Lane Victory is there, and we all should go there. So, but just change the name of the Harbor Freeway to San Pedro so we know to get down there right.
Thank you, if you'll indulge me from the chair. Thank you, Ms. Hahn, for bringing this, and thank you to everybody who's been a part of this campaign. For years, Iowans have come to Los Angeles, and it's time for the USS Iowa to come to Los Angeles as well. And as somebody who is very proud to wear the uniform of the United States Navy and have shipmates that are going off every single month to continue to fight in wars in lands far from Los Angeles, this would be the right thing to do for them, be the right way to honor all the service that Los Angeles has given to this nation, and a wonderful thing for our port. So you have my fullest support, and thank you to everybody who's been a part of that sacrifice in hopefully bringing this here, and we're behind you 100%. So with that, let's take a vote on this proposal. If you'll please open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
That is approved, and we will send that with the application. Thank you. Full speed ahead. We'll send that forthwith to the mayor, as well as item number 7 without objection too. Thank you.